What you cooking, Mom?
Cut. Fucking cut.
Now I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go purchase one. That's the problem.
This ain't for me. I was like,
the background is mom and dad was addicted to crack cocaine. Right?
All praises to the Most High. Hi, how are you? Welcome to another episode of the Doc Holliday Show, where we love to uplift black men, black woman, black teen, black child, black royalty, the magically melanated. Hey, man. The magically melanated. Damn, bro. Come on.
damn. Okay, my bad.
All right, man. Today I'm joined by a magically melanated royal, my brother, Anthony. Penny Hardaway, head coach of the University of Memphis basketball playing Tigers. P. Hardy, what's up, man?
I'm chilling, dog. What's up with you?
Man, I'm good, man. First of all, thank you for joining the Doc Holliday Show, man. I appreciate you taking time now, because I told you we could have zoomed in. You was like, no, I'm coming to your spot.
Yeah, no doubt.
So thank you for coming to the Haven.
Showing love to the brethren.
Showing love to the brother, and I appreciate that, man. And showing love to you because I haven't seen you face to face, man. Outstanding basketball season this last year, bro. Getting to the NCAA tournament, man. Kicking Gonzaga's ass and having the referees kick our ass. But first of all, bro, go back to that, man, and talk about finally getting over that hump, getting to the big show, then getting to that round, and should have got past them dudes that we had their ass beat anyway.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, it was kind of one of those situations to where, you know, obviously when I first got hired, that was my goal, to reach the NCAA tournament. Wasn't fortunate enough to do it in the first 3 years, but actually getting the nod to get in, it was just a dream come true, man, because I remember how big it was for me when I played to get to the NCAA tournament. So I really wanted the city to get that feeling back again. I wanted the players to kind of experience that. So for me, it was a win-win.
Speaking of win-win, but hold on, bro. All right, now let's get to, we won the first one. Let's get to the second one, because I was sitting at the crib by myself. I don't like watching Memphis basketball or football games with nobody, because I be cursing, I be going through all kinds of emotions. Now, we was busting their ass, man. So how you feel when it's over, bro? And you come on, there's only so much shit you can say, but it's over and you know that we won that ball game, bro.
I'm the type of cat that I notice everything. You know, I notice when momentum. We call it momentum.
Yeah.
When the ref starts swinging a certain way and the momentum starts to hit. But at the end of the day, I am also the type of guy that says, hey, we see what's going on. We got to overcome that. We got to dig deeper. We got to play harder. We got to get tougher. We got to make shots. And, you know, we weren't able to do that. But to me, when I saw the brackets, they allowed us in, but they made us play the number 1 overall seed in Portland, Oregon. You know, 2 time zones away, 6-hour flight. We had a day or 2 to practice, then we had to get right on the road. So, you know, I was happy to be in there, understood the mission, but, man, we had them too, like you said, and just couldn't get over the hump.
Man, y'all had them. We were kicking their ass, man. Just say what it is, man. That one I ain't going to even, like, you don't say nothing. I saw Chet Holmgren go number 2 overall. I said, man, Durham was kicking your little skinny ass, man. But anyway, P. Hardy, would you consider this past season, man? I know getting to the NCAA tournament, some of you wanted to take this squad in this city too. But would you consider it your most successful basketball season, man? Because I know it's, you know, a lot of shit you have to endure and overcome to even get that team to where you took them.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's the best overall coaching that I've done. It was a lot of different hurdles to overcome in the beginning of the season. We had so much going on. Initially, Jalen and Emoni didn't come in until right before school started. They missed the whole entire summer. We didn't get a chance to have any kind of, you know, get chemistry with them over the summer. And then they came into the season. Both were 17 years old.
Yeah.
And then you had a veteran group of guys that were feeling like, well, this is our season. This is our team. And from that point, man, it just kind of got a little rocky, as I was stating during the season. So then we got injuries. Then we got COVID. Then we, you know, it was so many things that was like kind of prohibiting us from actually getting to the level where we should have been. From parents to players to injuries, all of that. And then to be able to overcome all of that, get on a winning streak, beat Houston a couple times, finally beat SMU in the AAC semifinals. Didn't get the championship like we wanted, but it got us to our goal. So for me, this was the hardest season that I've ever had to deal with, but the most gratifying because of what we went through and how we came out.
Now with that, man, because I know you dealing a lot of bullshit, and I'm like, God dang. A lot of things I ain't gonna say, because if I say it, they be like, well, I know where you got it from. So I just keep it in, but I know a lot of the stuff you had to overcome it. But how do you take that in, man, because people see Penny Hardaway, they be like, hey, that's glamorous, but bro, how is it being Penny Hardaway, bro?
Yeah, no, behind the scenes, it's very difficult because you have to take on all the punches. You know, you got to get the media, you got to get parents, you got to get players, you got to get the opposing teams, you get the referees, and it becomes very difficult, but you have to keep a smile on your face and keep grinding. And that's the job that I signed up for. I knew it was going to be that way, and I'm doing it for the home team, but they couldn't even imagine what I've gone through in the 4 years that I've been at Memphis, but we count it all joy, bro, and just keep it moving because we have a common goal, a goal that we're trying to get to, and that's the NCAA championship.
Now, is this being Memphis Tigers head basketball coach, is this one of the hardest things you've ever done in your life?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done because a lot of the things are out of my control. You know, the things that I can control, I'm trying to control them, and there's a lot of things out of our control. And, you know, when you're in there, you got to have your staff to be on point. Everybody has to be rowing the boat in the same direction. The team, you know, you have to fight them every day to try to get them to work together. And that's difficult because you have so many personalities that you have to deal with. But at the end of the day, it's really a beautiful thing because it's teaching everybody about themselves, how deep you can dig within yourself to pull something out that you didn't even know you had and to pull it out of other people at the same time, man, and try to get to that common goal.
Now, when you talking about those two young Royals, those two young superstars you brought in, Emoni and Jalen, man, and you had cats on the team before then. They like, man, what you talking about, man? Because it just is what it is on the team, bro. Mm-hmm. They got to prove themselves, but they going to make it harder sometimes for them young cats coming on the squad who I don't even necessarily they was trying to take over the squad. But you have cats, older cats who thinking that juggling that, man, and dealing with how you get through it is what I'm saying, bro. Because I know you know, Doc, because we text, I stay prayed up, but still, man, it got to be a point in time. You be like, damn.
It's just the Memphis in me, man. Being born and raised in the hood, going through adversity my whole life. This was just a part of the journey of some more adversity. And, you know, it's something that I never had to deal with before. And I dealt with it on a very high level, not only locally, but nationally, because everyone knew who Jalen and Emoni were. They were respectively number 1 and number 2 in their class, both reclassed up to come to Memphis, which is what we want. We want the top players to come to Memphis, and for that to be met with a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of, you know, this is my turf. You know, the beauty of the things is when everybody embraces one another. They didn't get embraced right away, and it became ugly early, but it ended up being pretty good.
How did you get it to that point, man? Because I take what you did similarly to what Ime Udoka did with the Boston Celtics. Mm-hmm. He had problems, man. Then hit January, they got it together, and you all eventually, when you finally got them to play like together and with the attitude you wanted to play like some dogs. Because at the end, they were playing like some Memphis dogs, man. You know what I'm saying? So how did you I guess, get it to that point? Because you can keep saying something over and over again, but if it ain't clicking, it ain't clicking. But at some point, it clicked.
Yeah, I got, with a couple players, and I told these couple players, man, it's not going to change unless y'all change. And if y'all change, everybody else is going to follow. But I kept having to hammer it in, probably right around January, middle of January, it shifted. And that's just because I just kept saying, I'm not going to give up on this. Y'all going to lose it before I do because I'm the guy that's controlling the minutes.
Yeah.
So if we're going to do this the right way and do it together and convince a couple guys, then they went ahead and kind of got out of their ways and brought in a couple more guys. And then, when the majority starts to happen, the guys that are still with that nonsense, they get alienated. Now they want to be a part of something. They got to come in. So that's how it eventually worked out, man. It's just a part of life. We know the family feuds sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you come back together, and it's even more beautiful, man, because you're fighting harder now. Because now, okay, we've aired out our problems. We know what it is. We know the guys. Now we're together. Now let's go fight against everybody else.
Now, how often do you have to, show them, like Penny before, little P, like I'm gonna have to show y'all as Penny before Treadwell Heights, that younger Penny, like how many times that had to come out, man? Like, hold on, don't get this twisted now.
Yeah, no, you always, with today's crew of kids, they're always, what have you done for me lately type of kids. They only deal with Steph, KD, LeBron, rightfully so, because that's their era. But you got to know who you're playing for as well. And I'm not bragging, but I have a history, and I am a brand. So you didn't come to Memphis to not use the brand and to not respect the brand. So, and I'm doing it for the city. And, I just talked about, Man, in this city, this is the city's team. You can't keep disrespecting me, the school, and the city. So you got to get in line. You got to get going. I almost had to threaten guys also that I'm going to kick you off the team if you don't abide by the rules and do what you need to do. And, you know, these kids all have that goal of wanting to make it to the NBA. So sometimes within the realm of things, the selfishness comes out. They're all really good kids in their hearts, but it's like this jockeying for position that kind of gets gets them out of character, and you got to kind of keep molding it and slapping it back until it gets back into the right area.
Now, I know you always say often you do it for the city. Now, some people may think I know for a fact you ain't just saying that, because I remember before you took the job, when I was at one of this other sorry ass station, I decided to leave a couple of years ago. When I was working there, they was like, "You think Penny gonna actually be?" I said, "I said probably, but I didn't call and ask you." In my head, I was like, "If I was him, hell no. He rich, he wealthy, he chilling playing golf. I wouldn't take on all them goddamn headaches, man." So right. You know, when you say you do it for the city, you really do it for the city. But do you feel appreciated, bro?
Sometimes no, but it don't have to be that way because you're not gonna please everybody. But the majority, I can say, are with me because they know why I'm doing it. Now, obviously, if you think I really needed to be the head coach of Memphis to solidify me, no, I didn't, because I was happy being retired,
being rich as a
playing golf, being blessed.
Yeah, being okay. That's a good way to put it.
And you know, to come and do this, man, I really saw that it was a need. You know, we were in a position where the city was down, the school was down, and I just tried to come in and lift it up. And if people have criticism about what I do as a coach, that's fine, because that's their opinion. But just know that I am doing it for sure for the city. But
it still has to piss you off, bro. I know it does, man. I know at one point early past season, you lashed out. I was like, I don't know why you ain't cursed their ass out a long time ago. Because you remember the first time I saw you out there, I was like, damn, P, what you apologizing for?
Yeah, no, I apologize to the fans. You know, I didn't apologize.
Some of the fans I'm a Memphis Tiger. Some of their ass need to be cursed out too.
Yeah, well, I understand that.
Yeah.
But you know, I think that when you have the media, when they have to do their jobs, when it gets personal, that's when you really have to curse their ass out.
Yeah.
When it gets personal. When you get personal with me I'm doing this, man, for the love of the game. I'm trying to change kids' lives. I'm trying to change the demographics of Memphis basketball. I'm trying to bring it back to where it used to be. So when you start nitpicking me with personal stuff on how you feel personally, not how I'm actually doing my job, how am I actually doing my job? You know when we're injured, what's happening. You know who has COVID. You know when these guys are in, we're better than when they're out. You know, when you start, picking at me a little bit, then that changes how my perspective of you is. Now it's just, you bring respect, you get respect. You don't get respect. So I apologize to the fans, because you got younger kids out there that look up to me. So I understand that, but I meant what I said about the disrespect for sure.
My whole thing, what took you so long, bro?
Well, it's again, I'm a patient dude. And so when you're a leader of men, which you understand, you can't panic. And I wasn't trying to panic. I just had to put some people in their place. I wasn't panicking. It was like, all right, you know where we are, and this is what we're doing. We started 4 freshmen, and we're playing 4 freshmen large minutes against teams that have had 22, 23, 24-year-old guys. No matter how hard we play, the experience is usually going to overcome the inexperience.
Do you think Jalen Duren and Emoni Bates, man, got unfair expectations placed on them? Because exceptional talents, but damn, grown men, but they was literally little boys, man. They was 17. It's hard to look at Jalen Duren and be like, hey, little boy. But they was 17, man. You think they had unfair expectations placed on them coming into this situation?
Well, I'll say yes and no, because when you're number 1 and number 2, respectively, in your class, even though they reclassed, people expect for you to come in like being the number 1 pick and number 2 picks in the draft and be able to contribute right away. And they could, but they were so green. You know what I mean? They needed the veteran players to kind of take them under their wings. They needed to feel the love, put it like that. And that kind of affected them, really. But at the end of the day, they definitely needed some time, because they didn't come in during the summer to kind of get to where they needed to get to. And some people were unfairly judged, especially Emoni, because Emoni was a bigger offensive player.
Yeah.
He was the guy that could score the basketball. So they kind of put him out there early and started like critiquing him really early, and that frustrated him. And then when he wasn't getting the love he was expecting from the veterans, it kind of like spiraled downward, man. So 17 years old, that's a lot of pressure, for him and Jalen. But at the end of the day, we finally got it right, put our arms around those guys, and things got better.
And you talk about rowing the boat, man, and rowing the boat. And when you are part of a team, especially if you the players or you the coaching staff or just other people that within the organization, everybody should be rowing on the same on it. But you ain't always had people rowing in the same. How do you deal with the fact that and you ain't got to call no names, bro. You know what I'm saying? I might call their names later. But you know for a fact you have some people that ain't rowing the boat in the same way with you, man, but they still around you and with you. How do you navigate them rough-ass waters? Because you the head man, but like, damn, bro, you ain't just really got my back, man, but here, we got to try to make this work, man.
Well, I think in every situation, especially in coaching, and I've talked to coaches about this before, you always have guys that come into the program that want to be head coaches. You know what I mean? They want to better their career. So sometimes the energy of wanting to be a coach, because what I do is I champion my guys to be who they need to be. Like, hey, man, your expertise, I expect that. I support it. You can bring whatever you want to bring, but at the end of the day, there's still only one voice, and the players have to hear one voice. So at the end of the day, when you hear all the noise from whether it's someone taking credit for something or whatever, the assistant's job is supposed to make sure the head coach looks great, and the head coach's job is supposed to be able to praise the assistants. If you find anybody in the building that's trying to take anything away from me, then that's wrong on their part, and if I'm not praising them, then that's wrong on my part. So at the end of the day, the way you handle it is you just go to them, you have meetings, and you talk about, hey, this is the way it's supposed to be. If it can't happen, then you just separate.
Now, as far as recruiting or whatever, we can't talk about recruits, but on the recruiting road, I know recently you just got back in. Talk about that thing, because I know you'd have made a couple of hires, and I'll let you talk about that whenever you want to talk about it, if you want to talk about it before we leave. But just out there, having to do all that by yourself, man, because when you was telling me you having to go all the damn gyms by yourself, I'm like, God dang, bro, you should. I talk about cloning. Don't clone yourself.
I mean, early when the season was over, we had to go to Orlando. And Orlando was playing out of multiple gyms with the 15s, 16s, and 17s. I was there by myself. Cody had just took the job at LSU, and Coach Brown was, back in New York. And I was going from gym to gym, which is what had to be done. No problem. Still in communication with the guys that were around. Then we went to Indianapolis. Had to do the same thing. Going from game to game, gym to gym. Things just have to be done. Now I've hired Coach Frank Hayes and I've hired Faraji Phillips, and those two guys have come in with a bang, and they haven't been able to go out and recruit at a peace jam or anything like that, but they've helped me tremendously. Jermaine Johnson is still on staff, so those guys have done a phenomenal job of helping me, with the load, and it's been a beautiful thing.
How many more open coaching positions do you have? You got to fill, or you pretty
well,
set
we have
now?
to fill the strength and conditioning coach. We got to fill the equipment manager, and that's pretty much about it right now. I'm thinking about filling one more position, but we'll see.
Now, you lost a lot of players, and salute to Jalen Duren and Josh Minot, man, get drafted into the NBA, bro. You've been, talk about that, because you've been putting them. I was surprised not to see you as were you at the draft? I was looking.
No, I'm not really the draft coach unless a kid just says, hey, we want you to come. I'm not trying to go and get. I'm in this because I want them to get to their goal.
Yeah.
I don't have to go and show. I know why coaches do that. But
to be seen.
Just be having the Memphis logo next to your name when you get drafted is enough for me. I'm happy. I'm thankful that they were allowed to get there. But the blessings of Jalen going 13, Josh going 40. What did he go, 45th? I think Josh went 45th. To me, both are higher players. They're going to prove their worths. Now that they're in the league, and then Lester getting a two-way contract with the Golden State Warriors. So those guys are going to prove who they are because they've been taught the right way. They understand the language, and when they finally start playing in the summer league, people are going to see that they were definitely worthy of a higher pick, but thankful that they're getting to their goals because that's what it was all about.
Now, you lost some players, man, to the draft, and some deciding to leave or having to leave or however the hell, I'm going to put it. Gone. I just said some gone, but you've replaced them with. Talk about a couple of these players you done brought in, man. Specifically Kendrick, because that little fucking hoop, man. You got him. I was like, that motherfucker, boy. First,
let me say that every guy that's transferred from Memphis is still gonna always be a part of the family.
Yes, sir.
Whether they left on good terms or whether they left on bad terms, whether we jointly said, hey, man, it'd be best for you to go. But overall, all those guys I love. The guys that we've gotten in, it's the city's team. You know, Kendrick Davis being the leader of that because he was the first one to say, hey, I'm all in for Memphis. I'm coming in. I want to be a part of this. Tried to help recruit. You know, works harder than anybody on the team and is a perfect leader. So definitely blessed to have him. KO, the kid, the big kid that everyone's probably seen on social media.
They can hit the backboard.
Jump to the top of the basketball.
DJ Stephens, he got your ass, bro. Michael Wilson, hey, hold on. I'm going to let one shot, right? DJ Stephens, Michael Wilson, he got your ass. What's his name? KO jumping like a mug. Talk about KO, bro.
KO is, man, first of all, outside of his athleticism, it's just a perfect kid. He just wants to know what needs to be done. He's just going to go out there and do it.
Yeah, P. Hardy, just talk about some of these players. We lost some, man, but you brought some in, man. And I know about Kendrick because I know how much heaven of a baller he is. But you got some other ballers that have come into the M-Town, big old Memphis as well, man. Run down them dudes, man, and what they bring to the squad.
Yeah, no, Kendrick Davis, you know, he's definitely been a problem for us since he was at SMU. But he bought in right away. I think the city should understand that he wanted to be here. He wanted to play for me. He wanted to play for the city of Memphis. And to have him here is nothing but a blessing because he's a hard worker and a great leader. KO, the kid that came in from Texas Arlington, athletically is off the charts. Obviously, he's touching the top of the backboard. He's going to be a huge fan favorite. Dunking, blocking shots, running the floor. Great kid. And Keontae Kennedy, who we just signed from UTEP. Shooter, hard defender, two-way player that fans are going to love as well. So we're blessed to have them here.
Now, bringing players in and adding players, I got to ask you about it. I don't know if you can talk about it because it's all over social media, man. With Emoni, I know, is he Memphis? He's not Memphis? Or is it something you can touch? Or what's going on with Emoni?
Well, obviously, he's got into the transfer portal. I have not spoken to his people.
Gotcha.
And I have to talk about one other guy, Elijah McCadden, that came in from Georgia Southern. I forgot about Elijah. Elijah was the first, and then Kendrick. Mm-hmm. So, no, actually, I take that back. It was Kendrick, then Elijah. So Elijah is he's another two-way player, athlete, a guy that's going to come in and play big minutes and defensively for us because he's a guy that we could put on the other team's best player. He can knock down a three, and he'll definitely dunk on you as well. But the Emoni thing, I haven't been approached by it. You know, so he's in the portal, and everybody's putting everything out there.
Yeah.
But, I haven't spoken to anybody from his camp.
And lastly, man, I mean, you're Pawpaw, right? You're Pawpaw.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Pawpaw, man. Congratulations.
Yeah,
you first Pawpaw?
Yeah, and my daughter having a grandson, is a beautiful thing. Her first child, and look forward to him, getting around him and bringing him around basketball. It doesn't matter if he's a basketball player or not. Just want him healthy. But if he is, we're gonna be right here for him.
But how'd you feel, man, when she finally? Because my son made me a first-time granddad. I call myself forefather. I don't like the granddad stuff. But man, how I feel just laying eyes on a whole nother generation, bro.
Yeah, no, it's obviously grandkids are a wonderful thing because we know how we feel about our grandparents. But just to have him here, it's I can't keep saying it, but it's a beautiful thing because, it's another part of the generation, like you said, that we're gonna pass things over to, and his uncle and aunts are ready for him to get big, just like I'm ready for him to get big.
And lastly, man, anything you want to add, man, before we get out of here, man? Where Memphis basketball now? I know y'all in the summer conditioning off season doing all that, man. How's that going?
Yeah, we're in the first summer session. It's about to end June. Then they'll go. We've been working out and training. We get 4 hours per week to practice, and we've been getting some great work in. Everybody's not on campus yet, but we've been getting great work with the guys that are on campus. They go home for the 4th of July weekend, and then they come back and start the second summer session in July to get some more work in.
Any more any weak ass national media members, bro? You need me curse out for you because I do that shit well. Be at their ass, bro.
Nah, man, we good right now. We're just gonna keep it where it is right now, man, and keep grinding with these kids. The biggest thing to get back at people is winning. We got to go win.
Anything else you want to add before you get out here, PR?
Nah, just to my Memphis fans, the real Memphis fans, man, we love y'all. I love y'all. Keep supporting us, man. We're gonna make y'all proud.
P. Hardaway. Anthony Penny Hardaway, I appreciate you, man. That's going to do it for another great episode of the Doc Holliday Show, where we love to uplift black men, black woman, black teen, black child, black royalty, the magically melanated. We up out of here.
What you cooking, Mom?
Appreciate you, P. Hard.